So the next thing I put on my list was probably one I deal with mostly in my organization. I've dealt with it from the first year to now. It's understanding that your company will probably outgrow some of your very good people. And that isn't as applicable in large organizations, but in entrepreneurial businesses where you start from nothing and go to something, there's a migration of size and complexity to a business. And probably the first year we were open for business, I was at a conference and I heard a guy get up and discuss, he was an ex-CEO of a bank, and he had sold his bank, and the conference kind of was around M&A discussions and why banks sell and why they buy and whatnot. And this guy got up and he sold his bank, and he was telling the why he sold his bank. And he gave one simple answer, and he was a sincere guy as he could be about the answer. And I had an aha moment in that session. And he got up and said, I'm selling my company. I sold my company because I had hired this team of people to help me start this bank. And we had reached the pinnacle of their ability to take it any further, and I did not have the heart to replace them. So I had no more horsepower in the tank with the team that I had, and I didn't want to disrupt the team, so I just sold the company. And I sat there and said, I'm never going to let that happen to me. And it is my number one struggle today as a leader in an organization, is that we have grown in spurts so fast that we outstrip the talent of people. So migrating people that may be at the top of an organization to a 2 or 3 or 4 down and keeping them on board and engaged, or just saying it's not working anymore, I need you to go do something else, is the right thing to do, but it is a very hard thing to do. And if you keep people in jobs as your company grows that aren't qualified to do, they cannot intellectually keep up with the pace of the organization, or maybe the other things it takes for them to be balanced in life means they're not willing to commit that kind of time to the complexity of the role any longer, means that you better make a tough decision, or you're going to stifle your company or put it at an unnecessary risk.
Wow, this one is deep.
Yeah.
This one is deep, yeah.
Yes, it is.
So how do you manage that? I know that this is your challenge. So
well,
I'm just
look, I'm not gonna tell you, I struggle with this one. So I have a high sense of loyalty. It is considered amongst my team to be a strength of mine.
Yep.
But they will tell me in the same conversation that it is my biggest weakness as well.
That's right.
That my high sense of loyalty lets me hang on longer than I should. And I'm gonna tell you, having frank conversations about capabilities is hard to do. I mean, it's hard to have a hard conversation with somebody, particularly good people that want to do well,
touchy
right?
subject, yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you, long term, when you're in a job that you know you're in over your head on, is a miserable place for the employee too. So the best thing is to have a direct conversation about where the gaps are. Try to help them overcome them if they can, but when you realize they're at a capacity, the Peter Principle syndrome, right? You've outgrown the capacity, the company's outgrown your capacity, then you have to put them in a lower position, and you have to have them exit the company. It's a difficult thing, but it is a real thing, particularly in young growing organizations.
So it looks like having a direct conversation and frank conversation with your team can ultimately lead to...
And I try to do that very often. And I'm not always successful at it, but it is front and center in my mind all the time.